Hello everybody and welcome to Bright Weird. Interesting subject this one because today I'm going to be talking about something called the second sight or echoes of the present. So we've probably all experienced that phenomenon where we wake up a couple of seconds before our alarm clock goes off and thought nothing of it. This is an experience I had recently which will hopefully uncover a little bit towards a natural phenomenon that some of you may or may not have experienced. So a while back I was in bed sleeping, and in my dream I wanted to know the time. I wanted to know if it was time to wake up. Now in this state I was obviously half awake, half asleep because I'm becoming semi-conscious in the physical realm, but I'm still asleep at this moment, but I am starting to think. And what happened next was quite curious. In my dream I saw some numbers. What is the time? I thought, is it time to get up? And I saw some numbers, and those numbers were 747, and they were little tiny numbers and they were really difficult to see, but it was clearly 747. I woke up quite surprised and thought, no way, it can't be. So I grabbed my phone, looked at my phone, and to my horror and dismay, it was 7:46. And at that exact moment, it ticks over to 7:47. So what is this? Is this coincidence? Synchronicity? The second sight? Madness? Quite possibly. It turns out there was more to it. This was grabbing my attention because later that day I was reading Dion Fortune and I realised that there was a little bit more information to be received. And it seems that this is actually a natural phenomenon. Think of it as a genetic defence mechanism built into all humans. The ability to see slightly into the future just before it happens. Imagine if you could see the lion attacking you before it came out of the bushes and attacked you. It would make you much more successful as a living creature. Moving away from that, these echoes of the present, the things that happen here happen somewhere else first. The things that happen here happen slightly before in the spiritual plane, the place where you are when you're dreaming. Now, if you're in the spiritual plane and you're tuned into that and you can put your consciousness in both places at the same time, then you can actually see into the future if you're sensitive enough to do so. This happens naturally at the portal between awake and asleep. But if you can hold yourself on the bridge between being awake and being asleep, you can perceive things that will happen just before they'll happen. Now, this gives you a curious opportunity, the chance to craft your future much more successfully. I mean, you've got free will anyway. I mean, I can choose to take a sip of this tea, or I can choose not to take a sip of this tea. And we've all got this ability for free will, but we can't see what's coming in the near future. There are things that are coming towards us that we can't see. We can see it in the physical world, but not in time. Think of time as a temporal wave, and you're on a surfboard, you're surfing forwards on this wave on a rate of 1 second per second relative to yourself. And that wave is pushing you all the way into the beach. There's nothing you can do to stop that. But you do have free will. You can choose to move where you want on that wave as you travel forwards in time at a rate of 1 second per second. And if you had the ability to see slightly ahead in time, you'd be able to see that there's rocks in front of you, or that there's another surfer that you're about to crash into in the temporal dimension. So this ability, you've still got your free will, but you can actually choose to avoid certain catastrophes that might happen in your near future. This phenomenon is known as the second sight, and if pursued and practiced, it can lead to a a greater clairvoyance and the ability to make staggering changes to your reality. Now, one path to success in this is lucid dreaming or altered states of consciousness, calling forward theta waves while remaining awake, aware and in control. So balancing on the bridge between awake and asleep without allowing yourself to fall asleep. And in this state, it's a case of seek and you will find, knock and the door will be opened, and ask and you shall receive. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say about that. I'm Steve, this has been Bright Weird. Thanks for watching.